Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Hello.
My name is Karina. Hi, the founder and organizer of Share Your Story with Confidence. We're an online community of primarily English language teachers who want to practice, develop, improve creative reading and creative writing skills. And so part of that is a monthly workshop, trying to do something fun, something exciting, something experimental. And before that, I wanted us to get to know each other a little bit. We're a small group, so maybe we're going to just stay together here and chat. What I would like you to do is just to give a short introduction, your name, maybe where you are, what you do, and any kind of memory or experience with an old school camera. Do you remember those things? It's a long time ago. Maybe I will begin. So I'm Karina. I'm based here in London, and yeah, I'm an English language teacher. I teach online. I used to teach face-to-face back in the days. I had a lot of cameras when I was younger, in the past, I should say. And I enjoyed taking pictures, and I think I had an oblong, like one of those oblong ones with the, that built-in flash, and that you would take pictures like that, and then you go, oh, and you get a completely blurry, blurry image. And I think a lot of the early photos that I took, weren't in focus. But as time went on, I remember having more and more sophisticated cameras, which weren't that expensive. I think that I was mostly interested in that time when you could start to record, because I used to take lots of videos with the camera, and then later with my iPod, because one of the iPods actually had a built-in video. Anyway, so that's my recollection of cameras. I'm going to hand over to Sanya, if you would like to speak a little.
Yeah, I'm Sanya. I'm in Germany at the moment. Before that, I lived in the UK for 14 years, and that's why I now teach English. And I used to have one of those as well, and mine had a My Little Pony image on it. That's basically the only thing I remember about my first camera. And then I didn't really get into cameras because my whole family is so addicted to them that family holidays are very slow. Any walk takes ages because they take ages taking pictures. So I never really got into it. I was the rebel. And then when I started university, I started working for a newspaper. So I had to start learning to use a camera, but that was the very beginning of digital. So very few memories of analog cameras.
Thank you. Thank you. Would you like to pass on to choose a name? And
I'll just pick the next person in line from where I see you. So Joanna.
Hello, hi, I'm Joanna. You can call me Jo. I teach children, but I trained as a secondary school teacher, teaching Spanish and Chinese, but now I teach English to primary school kids. So I'm very, I kind of got into photography as as an art thing, and I much prefer the old school cameras. So I have one now that is a pinhole camera, and I really like, yeah, I don't like how we've gotten so, we take pictures of everything, and I really like the slowness. And really having to think about what you are taking, and that, not all of them do come out perfect. In fact, a lot of them don't, and developing them, it's quite cool. So my camera is broken at the moment though, and it's now very expensive. Film costs a lot, but it's really fun, I think. Nice to meet you all. I also was teaching in Beijing, so a while ago. I'll pass on. I'll pass on to Saima.
Okay. Am I audible? You can hear me. Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is Saima Amir from United Arab Emirates. Basically, I'm from Pakistan, original, and been living in UAE over the past 14 years. And before, I was working as a teacher, as an English teacher, but due to COVID, for some reason, I had to quit. And now my focus is, my kids' studies, as well as I started as a content writer currently. And I am basically working as a volunteer, different SDGs projects in order to support and promote SDGs goals, working with different international influencers. And also I'm volunteering different projects. And basically, I opted for this workshop because, first of all, it caught my attention, creative writing with photos. This is something, for me, it's very, innovative and very different. And on the other hand, Karina, basically, with Karina, this is my second project workshop, I guess. The first one, we were together. I guess you had some dissertation end of the project, something like this. So it was a very, very fun event for me. We had learned a lot. So, I am looking forward for this workshop as well, and hopefully we will learn a lot. And my interaction with basically camera, I'm not a very camera person, but basically these days you have to take evidence for everything. Like as a teacher also, when I was teaching, so, every time you have to take evidences, whatever your students were doing, or that is how I know that the importance of camera. And I was a kind of bit attached with the camera. Otherwise, personally, I don't have very a photographic mind. So that is all about me. Yes, now I think two are only left, so please, Wendy.
Hi, everybody. My name is Wendy, and I am currently living in Botswana, Africa. I'm living off-grid. I'm a retired first grade teacher, and I've gone farming, and I occasionally teach online to French children doing extra lessons. My interaction with photography, I love taking photos, and my earliest interaction is having one of those little cameras that you press, similar to what Karina had. And my fondest memory is taking the film off to the chemist or the pharmacy to get developed, and having to wait a week to go and fetch those photographs, and great excitement sitting around our dining room table looking to see what come out, and it's all blurry and trying to discover who was in the picture. So yeah, no, that's a great memory for me. So thank you, Karina, for inspiring me to remember that. I'll pass on to Talita.
Hi, I'm Talita. I'm a Brazilian language teacher. I teach English and Portuguese for foreigners, and I'm based in USA. I love taking pictures. Nowadays, I take pictures on Zoom. But my first camera was similar to Senia's, and instead of a cute animal, it was all yellow and black, which was kind of fun. But I used to put my finger on the lens, and sometimes it ruined the pictures. So my husband is very enthusiastic about taking photos as well. He's got a semi-pro camera. I don't know how to use that. I always set on the automatic, and I always tell him I don't need, super fancy photos. I just want to be informative. I didn't used to enjoy appearing in pictures, but as I became a teacher, And my little ones, I used to teach kids as well. My little ones wanted to take pictures together. So I started appearing more, and now I'm okay with that. And yeah, this workshop is a great opportunity to bring back memories, and I'm very excited to know what's coming up next. And I'll pass on to Agnieszka.
Hello.
Hi, Agnieszka.
Hi, sorry to be late, everyone. Hi, just joined like 3 minutes ago.
No problem. I'm just going to ask you if you can, in 1 minute, just introduce yourself and tell us an experience, or your experience with an old school camera.
Old school camera. Oh my God, you're talking about the one like when I was a child. Oh, I used it. I can't just remember now. What I remember at the moment is I was 12 and we had a crazy imagination with my friend. We didn't have a camera, even the old school at one point. I think later my friend got the camera when she was 15, but I can't remember now. But I remember the moment when we were like around 12. It's funny, we were still playing like with dolls, and we wanted actually to take photos, like to capture the moments, because they were like book characters, the dolls. We were like doing lots of interesting stuff, like organizing weddings for them. I know, strange, maybe at the age of 12 we should not be doing that. Maybe, yeah, but we're still into this sort of childlike world. And we pretended that we took photos. What we did, we drew the pictures, like very small pictures of our dolls and all the events that happened. And then we used a sellotape and we sellotaped them. I know it's really hard. It's like laminating, sort of like the effect was like if it was laminated. We were crazy. Our imagination ran wild, totally. So that experience I remember. And these were photos, very like small. Yeah, pictures that were like sort of laminated by sellotape. So they were like nice. Yeah, you could touch them and still not damage them because it was like, yeah, protected sort of. But
Thank you.
I can't remember exactly when. I think my best friend, she got the camera after, but I can't even remember when exactly and what happened. Yeah, I remember she used to take photos when I was 20 of me.
That's
Yeah.
perfect. That's perfect. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone for introducing themselves and sharing their little camera stories. For this session, I want to work in a Google Doc. Now, whenever I touch tech, things go wrong. So let's see what's going to happen tonight. I have added your email addresses, so the email addresses that you signed up for this workshop, to a Google document. So hopefully you have access to it.
You have shared one document with us as well before the workshop.
Exactly.
Yeah, I received.
Okay.
So thank you, Talita. She has copied the link there. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen so that you know. Oh, hold on a second. What happened?
I'm not sure if I can request that because it's Gmail. I don't know. I don't have access to this email at the moment.
You should have access. It says that you don't need to log in to.
Okay. Let me try again then.
Maybe not with that link there.
Because it says that I need the Google Gmail account, but I have it somewhere. But okay, let's see. Update.
Can you click again? Maybe now it's gonna work.
No, it says like photo inspired writing, an app update required. I don't think I can do update now because I have so many things on my phone. Update required, but I don't know why.
Okay, so maybe I can't share my screen.
Or download PDF. Let me see. Maybe. No. I think I have problems. Sorry, Karina.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, right. So let me check with the others. Do you have access to this document?
Yes.
Great. I think everybody has except Agnieszka. I had to completely reboot my laptop, so I'm not able to share my screen without quitting Zoom and coming back in. So I'm not going to do that, but I've also got the document open.
Can you put me as co-host so I can share it?
Oh, great. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry. Last time I could open it without any problem. I don't know why. Yeah. This one is asking me recently, actually, about lots of like apps. I don't know.
Oh, it didn't.
And if not, we can
I
continue.
think you made someone else co-host.
Oh, did I?
Me.
Oh, gosh.
That's fine.
Okay, how about this?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I can see your co-host now. Delete.
All right, so this is what
Thank you. Thank you.
This is what you're looking at. And if you can scroll a little down, Kalita, what we're going to do is simply visualize and use our imaginations and write in 2 places. Could you scroll down again?
Yeah.
First, I'm going to allocate you a writer number. You can see writer 1, there's writer 2, and so on. And you'll have a section where you can write, let's say, your first draft. Can you scroll down to the next?
Yeah.
And later, you'll have a bigger section where you can do your second piece of writing. And that's it. That's all I need to show you there. There's a space, and then writer 2 has the same. So let me just allocate some numbers. I'm going to say, Saima, you're 1, Sanya, 2, Alita, 3, Wendy, 4, Joe, 5, Agnieszka, if you are able to join, you would be 6. And all you need to do is scroll down to your allocated space and just click in, and you'll be able to fill in the text. Okay, any questions?
I've got an idea for
Yes.
Agnieszka.
Please.
Agnieszka, you could just write yours in the chat, and then somebody else can just post it, put it in for you.
I'll do that. I'll do that for you. Yeah, perfect.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect. All right, so let's begin. For the visualization, I'm going to ask you kindly to close your eyes. I'm also going to close mine, okay? Maybe you want to sit back in your chair and feel comfortable, but close your eyes and focus on your breath and feeling calm and feeling relaxed. And you realize that you are in a familiar place. It's dark, but it's warm. And your eyes are just adjusting to that lack of light, and you realize where you are. You're in the attic. Not your own attic. You're in your grandmother's attic. And on the far side, you can see a box. You walk over to the box, and inside, your grandmother's camera. You know, she's always taking photos at family gatherings. No matter what's going on, she's snapping away. So you pick up the camera and you smile. Beside the camera are some what do you call it? Little packets, excuse me. The typical packets that you get your photos developed in. You pick up a packet and you see a date and you remember that date. You're very excited to look inside and pull out those photos. You put your hand in, but there aren't any photos there. You can only feel negatives. You pull out the negatives, and with the only ray of light that is coming through the roof into the attic, you pull up the negatives and you see some familiar scenes. On that date, that period of time that you remember so well. Okay, please open your eyes. And please go to your writing space.
I was about to sleep.
Please don't sleep. So you have a negative.
Yeah.
Or some negatives in your hand. 8 pictures. And I want you to write a brief description of what you see in these 8 pictures. So you have 8 boxes. And I'm going to give you about 8 minutes.
Irene, which one is mine again? Sorry.
I remember Simon was writer 1.
Wow.
Sanya was 2. I think Talita, you are 3.
Okay, thank you.
So we only need to explain about the 8 pictures. We don't need to describe the entire situation, like how we entered or the room or everything. We don't need to. Only explanation of negatives. What did we see?
Exactly. So those 8 boxes represent those pictures. Maybe they are different scenes. Different people are in them. Different things are happening. But just very briefly, type in each box. 8 minutes.
So mine one is number 1. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, so I have to write about the 8 negatives or only the one box?
So each square represents 1 negative.
Okay, fine.
It's an image of something that happened in the past. Write some brief notes for each one.
I can see it now, Karina, but I can't edit it because it requires new updated version. So like I said, I will do it in the chat. Yeah, I can see now the document, but I can't edit it. Oh.
Agnieszka, maybe you can write it in the chat first. I don't think Karina heard you, or maybe
Oh,
she.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can see it's just like my phone asks for the update of the app, and I don't know. I don't
Maybe
think I can do it now. Yeah.
Just write it in the chat, like number 1, and I can copy it into your boxes.
Oh,
for
thank you, thank you.
And then after that, you can still see what you wrote. Okay.
Yeah, at least I have access to it. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for your help.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, but at least, yeah, it gives me more idea. Yeah, that yeah.
Okay, about 3 minutes left. If you have finished your notes, maybe you want to go back and add some more. Okay, 1 more minute. Okay, thank you so much. You can see I think you've all put some notes in the boxes. I believe Joe is going to copy paste Agnieszka's for her. I think she will be writer number 6. I think she was the last one, writer number 6. So the idea behind the shared document is that we can go and read your notes and make some comments on them. So now I'd like you to go and read what other people have written, these brief notes, and maybe say which one sounds most interesting to you, that stands out, that you might want to hear more about. Maybe you have a question regarding something that's been written, that you know, something you want clarified. Maybe these can be prompts for the original writer to expand their ideas. So let me go and have a look at this stock. I'm going to have a scroll through. Saima, do you have access to the, I think you're writer number 1, but I don't see anything in your boxes.
Yeah, basically I have written in my paper. So
Okay.
I can read and later on I can paste it, you know, I can write in the box.
Okay, so maybe we won't be able to read yours now.
So I can read or I can write right now. What do you recommend? I can read by myself or I can write so later on someone can read.
Have you got a lot of notes?
No, only a small, I guess.
Well, I would suggest if you can copy your notes into the boxes, and then I would invite the other participants to please scroll through, have a read of people's notes and make a comment or two. Ask a question, mention the one that you like the most and you want to read more about.
Sure.
I'll give you about 4 or 5 minutes. And I will do the same.
Do I just select and make comments or I just edit people's text?
Please don't edit. Please highlight and then select comment.
Okay.
Comment,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Karina, can you hear me?
Yes.
Maybe I'm just being silly, but how do I share my notes with everybody? Because I opened it through my email, that link that you sent me, and I don't see anyone else's notes.
Oh.
I just realized you have to press comment. So once you've typed, press comment.
I just realized I had my sound off. I missed completely what we're doing. Sorry.
Oh, you
I
didn't
was
hear
so
any of the
engrossed in
instructions?
writing it. I'm sorry. I only just realized, why is my sound off? Oh, God.
Oh,
I'm really sorry, Karina.
no, it's fine. It's fine. So I'm hoping that Joe resolved Wendy's problem. I'm thinking that's fine. Tanya, okay, so I had told everyone to stop writing.
Okay.
But you
Probably 5 minutes ago. God, I'm so sorry.
It was a while ago.
Oh, God.
And no, I've just asked everyone to make some comments, to read other people's writing and make some comments. Maybe there's one photo that stands out more.
Okay,
Or
I've seen
maybe
this comment and thought, hang on, something's happening. I missed something.
Yeah. Or maybe you read something and you have a question, like you want to know more something about it. So have a read of the writing and try to add a comment or a question on each person's work.
I'm really sorry about that. Okay.
Okay. I think that I've put some comments everywhere. Have you all had a chance to? Yeah, I've done 6, I think. Have you all had a chance? Oh gosh, my phone is tingling. I think because of all of your comments on the different pieces of writing. Okay, so I think it's done. Okay, Simon, I think you've written in one box. Is that correct? Okay. Okay, thank you very much. All right. So almost everyone have comments, maybe some questions, suggestions. Now I want you to choose one of your negatives to develop further in as creative way as possible. You're free to choose anyone you like, or maybe there's a favorite from other people and through their comments. And I invite you to expand on that description, expand on the scene, give us more details, and write freely, and let's see where it takes you. I suggest, what's the time now? 14, maybe 8 minutes of fast typing. I want you to move down to the second section where you have this kind of big square rectangle thing, and I want you to write there. And your time starts now.
So, sorry, Karina, to disturb. What is the task now? Because I missed it because I'm behind sort of because I can't access the document again. So what are we supposed to do? I put the notes in the chat.
Yes, and I think, Joe, you did copy them over, I believe.
I'm just going to copy over the comments for the writers now from
Thank you,
Agnieszka.
because I just put them. Yeah, that's why it's my fault.
Yeah,
I'm
no
just a
problem.
bit late. Thank you.
Yes, so the task is to choose one of the 8 and to expand it.
Okay, well, I just commented on 2, so okay.
Because I thought I commented on everyone. I thought that you had some comments on yours that could help you decide which one you would like to choose. But,
well, because I can't access it's a bit tricky, Karina. I can't see
okay.
at the moment.
But just choose one. And
my box then.
yes.
And expand. Okay, I understand. Because I commented on people's. Because I'm just having trouble with accessing this, and that's why maybe it's hard to for me to follow today. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I will do that. Thank you.
Now the 8 minutes had passed, but I see everyone in writing flow. I don't want to disrupt it. So I'd actually rather you continue writing for a few more minutes. And I'll ask you to do the reading later. So please continue and or wrap up what you're doing. I'm going to give you 3 more minutes. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to finish writing your current sentence. And when you're ready, scroll up or scroll down and have a read of the beginning of another story. We have a few minutes before the end of the session, so maybe you have time to read 1 or 2 before we finish. Okay. I hope you have been able to read some stories, maybe not all of them. But after the session, you will still have access to this document. Before I say goodbye, I want to check in. How are you? How was that experience?
It was fast, but it was productive. I think even though I wish I could have more time to write more and read more of other people's stories, we were able to develop a whole story in the end, and that was pretty fun. And based on people's comments, it helped me to just know what exactly I could write.
Thanks, Talita. Anyone else?
Yeah, I really love the feedback element of it. It's so wonderful to see what other people see in this things that are sometimes quite familiar to us, and it just generates so many new ideas. So thank you for your comments. I am so sorry about earlier. I did that with a student once, and we tried to figure out what happened to the technology, and she realized I had muted one. But yeah, thank you. That was cool. Liked it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I thought I was unmuted. I was speaking. I really liked the experience because it actually connected me again with the past and the memories. It's like I entered the garden of my grandma and my granddad again, and I'm absolutely missing it because now it's neglected. My dad still lives in the house there, but it's not doesn't resemble the same place it used to be. So it's sort of painful now to see this place in this condition. It's neglected because the trees are old now. They don't bear any fruit, and it's a bit sad. But at the same time, there is a lot of like positive feelings at the same time, because I look back on these days and I think that this garden gave me so much that it's actually shaped me who I am in a big, to great extent. So I was really, really happy actually to write about it, because actually I didn't write proper story. I think I still I referred to two boxes. So like sort of, I started writing one story about my mom and the other about my dad. It's something I need to think about. Maybe I can carry on later.
Thank you, Agnieszka.
You're welcome.
We're just
thank you for the help as well. I forgot the name of the lady that was helping me.
Joe.
Teamwork.
Joanna, thank you so much.
Yes,
Yeah, copying
no
pasting.
problem.
She was busy with her writing, and still I appreciate that she found time to copy paste my notes. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's a good experience. Like the first of all, I'm recalling her words that we went to the past and we are recounting our, what happened in the past. And on the other hand, we are adding more new vocabulary. In order to explain one sentence, we are using different adjectives and different adverbs. So this is very good. Like you are learning new words and new vocabulary, and adding more life to the sentence. So this is more interesting, and for me it's a fun, because usually I'm writing more facts. Story writing basically is not my field, you can say, but I'm learning. This is good for me. Interesting though. Yeah.
I think what I just thought about was how we remember things in kind of still images, right? So if you think about the past, I wrote images that came to my head, but of course they are whole moments or whole days, but we remember the most important thing as a kind of, well, in my mind anyways, I don't know, maybe it's the same, but we don't remember everything. We remember like one kind of snapshot of the important information. So that was kind of interesting to see like what it was that, like, what were those snapshots, you know? That's cool.
Mhm.
Thanks, Joe. Wendy, I was just asking, how was your experience with this little activity?
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I lost my Zoom signal the last few minutes before I could finish writing, and I battled to get back in. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, and yes, it brought up lots of memories, and it was quite nice for me to re-find those memories, actually. So yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. And actually, I was going to invite you. I was thinking maybe of writing a blog post, or I actually have a page on the website called Your Stories, where I put your stories.
Your stories with
So if you wanted to contribute, and I'll email you. I would love to, to share that with everyone in a post. And, if you wanted to add a bit more to it, or, have a check over it in the next couple of days, go ahead. And yeah, if you're willing, I would love to share a copy with the community to show everyone what we're doing. And talking of the community, as you know, we have a creative writing club. We've got a couple of members here. I think Joe is going to join us from next week. We won't be starting until Monday. We're focusing on reading, analysing interesting stories, and getting inspiration from them to write our own stories. And I think I'm going to try to add in some tech as well. Maybe not straight away, but we're going to start to do a bit more experiments with technology. There is a subscription price. It's just $15 US. I think it's about £11, just to to keep everything running, to keep the lights on. If you're interested in the Creative Writing Club, just send me a message or email, and we would love for you to join us. And that's it. We've gone a little bit over. I'm sorry about that. But I've really enjoyed this session, and I'm wishing you a very, very good evening or good day, depending where you are around the world. And hopefully catch you next time.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you very
sure.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to stop.
Bye, 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 everyone. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.